seen you struggle, but yet I've never seen you lose your composure. You've always had that, the can-do attitude. You've always had ideas, and you've always had drive.
I have to throw myself off the bed to fall down and feel the pain of my shoulder hitting the ground so I can wake up. This much unhappy I was, but now it's different. So one of the biggest success criteria for me now is happiness.
Yeah.
And making sure I'm happy, everyone around me is happy, especially friends and family. Not having to worry about tomorrow, the day after, or end of the month also is a very, very important measure of success.
I really want to, I want to learn what are those 3 things that you can share that everybody should
definitely
know.
Number 1 is never lose hope, and never lose hope in yourself. That's the most important one. Because if I had lost hope in myself, I wouldn't have actually ventured into plan B and plan C and plan D. And I always have plan A, B, C, and D. Don't say, plan A.
Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. These words by Winston Churchill perfectly encapsulate the journey of today's guest, a man who has built, rebuilt, and reimagined his life and career with unshakable resilience and vision. Joining us on The Ripple Effect is Fady Karim, a communication maestro with over 25 years of experience crafting success stories across the globe. Fady's career is a masterclass in transformation, from navigating the dynamic landscape of the Middle East to shaping strategies that have left an indelible mark on management, marketing, sales, and leadership. But what makes Fady's story extraordinary is not just his triumphs, but his ability to rise from challenges stronger, smarter, and more determined. He's danced on the cutting edge of innovation, spearheaded alliances with global brands, and embraced the ever-evolving digital world with a passion for blockchain, Web3, and AI. Today, we'll explore Fady's unique journey, his transitions between being employed and self-employed, his ups and downs, and the lessons he's learned along the way. We'll uncover the story behind his latest venture, All In, and what makes it different this time. Fady's story isn't just about success, it's about courage, reinvention, and shaping the future on his terms. So get ready for a conversation that's as insightful as it is inspiring. Fady Karim, welcome to The Ripple Effect.
Thank you.
How are you?
Great.
Tamam. It's been a while.
Yeah.
And we've known each other for a long time.
Wow, yeah.
How many years?
14?
14 years. Probably, almost for 14. When my daughter was born.
Yeah.
It's been a hell of a journey,
personally
and professionally. Yeah. I think for both of us. I think we've both been through the journey step by step. I think we've been the closest people to our journeys. I think we had an insight on our journey that no one else had. Yeah. I want to thank you for being by my side, and I am truly, and I never said that to you before, but I look up to you actually in quite many ways, and I'm so happy.
I do the same, by the way.
I think we secretly admire each other.
But we don't say it.
But we don't say it. I think we say it when we are, in a good mood, if you know what I'm saying.
Always we're going to be in a good mood. Moving forward.
Absolutely. So Fady, before I jump in, we've had a discussion before the show, and I really didn't need an introduction before. I mean, you're probably the guest that I know the most, and I didn't find it very difficult to prepare for it. In fact, this is why I chose to have you on our maiden show. This is show number 1, episode number 1. Yeah. And I'm very, very excited. So thank you for being here, Fady.
Pleasure.
Fady, one of the things that I want our listeners and viewers to learn about is your sort of career journey. We went from employed to self-employed to employed, and now to being self-employed again. What lessons and what did you learn from all of these phases? Because not a lot of people can do that, honestly.
Yeah, true. Lessons?
Yeah.
How much time do we have?
We have as much time as we want. We can cut and slice as much as we want. Yeah.
Look, it's not about lessons. This journey actually taught me a lot of things about myself,
Yeah.
about the people around me,
Yeah.
about the work, about where I live, the region that I live in. But to be honest, one of the most important things I'll tell you that I learned, and I
Yeah.
think I've been practicing this a lot, is to keep your feet on the ground. Practice what you preach,
Yeah.
and then just be happy. You know, you can be filthy rich, but unhappy. That's
So true.
so for me nowadays, I'd love to wake up in the morning happy, have my cup of coffee, just play with my dog, and then just go do my normal work that I do, and I enjoy it very much.
Yeah.
And actually, I was talking to my son this morning,
Yeah.
and he is going through a couple of transformation. And I told him,
Yeah.
all I want from you is to be happy. Whatever makes you happy, do it. You're 25 years old. You can do whatever you want.
It's a beautiful advice because I think us as parents tend to indirectly and inadvertently transfer the message to our kids: do what makes me happy, so because we want to fix things through them. But I think this is probably the best advice.
I don't think any of our parents actually tutored us or coached us about life. You know, back in the days, they were not as involved as they
Yeah.
were, as we are now
Yeah.
with our kids. Like, I'm daily involved
Yeah.
in everything, whether they're studying here or abroad or whether they're working,
Yeah.
everything. So our parents just, study, graduate,
Yeah.
buy a house, get married, bye-bye.
Yeah, make money and retire.
Bye-bye. Send money.
Yeah. Do you think we'll ever retire, by the way?
I don't know. What define retire?
I don't know. I don't want to define it, and I don't know what it is. I think the way I see retirement is sitting at home doing nothing. That's how I see retirement.
No.
Yeah.
Just be only in the hospital.
Yeah.
At home doing nothing over.
With an IV. Yeah, I think you and I have this. What we share in common is that we have this love for life. I think,
Yeah.
and I've always enjoyed your friendship and being around you because we bring out that side of us when we're together and when our families are together.
True.
So I like this advice. And, since our first section is about, personal journeys and lessons learned, if you look back at the Fady 10 years ago versus Fady today, what stayed the same and what's different with Fady? I mean, we evolve, right?
Yeah, true.
And I think people who do not evolve are dinosaurs. And I trust me, I've met a lot of them.
Yeah,
But and I've seen you evolve, and I've personally seen it. But just share with us
I'm
what has
definitely
stayed
not a
the same and
dinosaur.
what has changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good question. I'm definitely not a dinosaur.
No.
I evolve every day.
Yeah.
Look, I can tell you now it's quality over quantity. This is what Fady 10 years ago was about, quantity.
Yeah.
Quantity in everything. Quantity in friends, quantity in money, quantity in everything.
Yeah.
Now it's about quality. So I'd rather have 5 good friends that I can talk to every day and do barbecues and enjoy have fun with them rather than having 100
Yeah.
that 95% of them don't wish you good.
Yeah.
And I think most of them wish you harm, to be honest. And then, quality over quantity is very important.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is I love that because as we get older, we start to realize what's really important, and we become internally focused as opposed to externally focused. And I think you and I have had that conversation before. We
always.
And a few years ago, it was about being social. It's about impressing people. It's about being out there with the best cars and the best home, and it's empty. I think now we all realize that happiness is within, and happiness is within our families, and as long as everybody is healthy and happy, that's for me is the definite definition of and the absolute definition of success.
That's very true.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to tell our parents, health is the best. Our parents, be healthy. Health is the best. And we used to laugh at them.
Yeah.
Now I always tell, health is the most important thing.
Absolutely.
Like back in the days, like when I used to win something big, I used to wait and brag about it with my friends. Now the first thing I do is call my son. Like I want him to be proud of his father. You know what?
It's so true.
It's no longer, calling friends and bragging about it, whatever business I want, retainers, media, etc. It's about, showing your family that you're back again on your feet.
We took it for granted, I think.
Yeah,
our health. I think now we just watch everything and talk about earlier about successes and failures. You've had your fair share of ups and downs.
Ooh.
I really want to learn from a really good story about a pivotal moment when you thought you lost it all, and then you sort of mustered up the strength to do it all over again? Because I can totally resonate with that, you know, and I can, you know my story.
Yeah.
And so what is that? What is that pivotal moment when you said, you know what, screw this, I'm going for it, and nothing's gonna hold me back. I'm not gonna get knocked down and stay down.
Yeah, I think it's March 19, 2020, COVID.
Oh, specific date. I like that.
It's the day I closed my office and told everyone work from home. It was like we thought it was like a week, 2 weeks, 10 days. A small virus that will come and go. But this was the last time actually we opened the door to my previous agency. So it took me time. I went back from consulting to getting jobs in places I wasn't happy, or I was happy, but maybe I didn't know how to be happy as an employee. Then I think it took me 3 years to realize that I need to go back on my own again.
Yeah.
It's not that being an employee is wrong, but for the last 10, 12 years, I was not accustomed to being an employee, and I wanted to run my own company, go with my own thought, my own gut feelings, choose my own clients, say no to whenever I want to say no to. Being an employee, you have to satisfy someone above you in the hierarchy. I want to say no to a client that I don't want to work with, because that client might make me unhappy. As simple as this.
It's a beautiful thing. I think I told you your story. I think we both had to fire clients.
Yeah.
And it feels good, not because it's egotistical, because you do it for the right reasons, and you do it because we started off with a specific sense of purpose. We're doing what we're doing because we love doing it, and we're good at doing it. And when we allow ourselves to be dictated in a way that makes us depart from our principles and values, for example, and it takes away from you, from who you are, I believe, right? So that's the freedom that being self-employed provides, is that you get to practice what you do and what you love, with certain perils and risks, of course, which eventually teach us.
Yeah, true. But where I am now with my kids, grown up, 2 of them are working, my third is in uni, and living in the UAE, I don't have this financial implications and burden on me anymore like I had 10 years ago. So now I'm contained with a little amount of money that makes me happy. Again, I'm going to keep saying happy. And then I can do whatever I want. I can work 7 days a week, or work 1 day a week. Whatever I can do, I'll do it. That's why I'm going all in this new venture.
We'll talk about All In, and I love the name. We're getting to that. Love the name, by the way. One of the things that I admired about you is how quickly you jumped on board of innovation and technology. And I know you're very passionate about it. What sparked this fascination about it? And did it shape your career right now? And will it shape All In, your new venture? Is it going to shape it?
Yeah, definitely. My journey in the blockchain technology started with the cryptocurrencies. I think my cousin told me, we have some money, why don't you invest? So I invested in a couple of digital assets. It did wonders, by the way, in 2019. And then I decided, let me learn about it much more than this. I like to learn about things more than I just hear from the news. And then my son came to me and told me, let's buy NFTs, non-fungible tokens. So what is an NFT? And then I started researching all this, and I started learning and preaching non-fungible tokens and cryptocurrency and anything blockchain related and all the Web3. And at one point of time, I was bullied with 90% of my friends. They were all bullying me. Really, I felt like I was in school trying to tell them, guys, please buy Ethereum, buy this,
buy a picture of a monkey.
Yeah, picture of a monkey. We'll get to that later. And then most of these people regret not listening to me in 2019. They would have done wonderful amounts of money investing in cryptocurrency. And definitely, the new venture is purely technology, AI driven. One of the not failures, one of the things I decided to do in my new venture, we'll talk about it later, is to reduce the fat in the company. It doesn't mean I'm not going to use humans, but I'm not going to employ a lot of people. I'm going to start freelancing a lot of talented people. A lot of creative people are, they don't like to be contained in a job within a boundary or on office hours. So I'm going to employ a lot of these technology-driven artists and AI gurus and maestros and all of these people from all over the world. And they're going to be the engine behind the company. And definitely it's going to be technology, it's going to be artificial intelligence, it's going to be hopefully
I like
success.
that. All in is the Uber of the digital marketing world, right?
It's a solutions. I don't want to define it as purely marketing. It's a solutions company.
Yeah. In our line of business, our clients are now asking a lot about this topic, about AI, about technology, and it's on everybody's mind. In fact, we have taken the steps to include AI in all of our topics, from leadership all the way down to customer service. So it's really, I think some see it as a threat, some see it as an opportunity. I know where you stand on it, but what should we be cautious of, in your opinion, and what should we be excited about? I mean, I think that's what everybody keeps. And a lot of people who use AI, ChatGPT, don't admit it somehow. Yeah, like they don't want to admit that I use ChatGPT to design this document. It's like, why not?
Look, ChatGPT on its own is a separate topic, and with my humble experience, and I don't think that ChatGPT is artificial intelligence. ChatGPT is a computing power of data stocked from 1992 till today. So it's not the artificial intelligence, because the other tools, whatever we're using now in our creation and production, they are actually artificial intelligence. They think on your behalf. But to go back to your question, AI is both a challenge and a threat. It's a challenge and a threat, because if you don't use AI, you will lose your job.
Yes.
But AI will not take your job.
Yes.
So that's what I always say.
I do agree.
So it will not take your job.
Yeah.
We created artificial intelligence.
Yeah, I think AI will replace people who do not know how to use AI.
Yes.
Right. And I think it was, and I really like that, because I was listening to an interview by the CEO of Adobe, who's now a multi-billionaire right now because of that, and there was a conference where everybody was, a bunch of coders and techies, and one of the techies stood up and asked him a question and said, "What's the coding language of the future?" And he goes, "It's English." Which is so true, is knowing how to prompt and knowing how to address it. So there's some words that I still don't understand, and I would love to learn from you, such as, blockchain, crypto, Web3. All of those buzzwords are sort of, transforming industries. Why do you think these technologies are so critical today? And are these technologies going to play a critical element in your field, in your new venture?
Yeah, obviously. But before we get to the work side of my venture, I mean, born in the 70s, and it's a blessing for all of us, because I think we lived in 1992, the World Wide Web, WWW, which was Web 1 at the beginning. Yeah. And we thought this was a scam, like what's going to happen? You enter a computer, you type, and it answers you back. So this was Web 1. Yeah. Like it was read only. And then we moved to Web 2 with the social media coming. So it's read and write. And then the Web 3 blockchain. So we have World Wide Web 1992, and then we have the blockchain and the cryptocurrencies that's taking over the world. Forget about the NFTs. And then we have the artificial intelligence. So these are three huge transformational moments in our lives that we're blessed to be living in them. And I think whoever took advantage in 1992 was successful. Yeah. Similarly, whoever took advantage of the blockchain was very successful. And I'm saying now, whoever will take advantage of the artificial intelligence, it's going to be very successful.
What's the first step for some people who are absolutely brand new to this topic? And it seems to be kind of intimidating when they listen to, NFTs, Web3s, blockchain, crypto, AI. Where can someone start? What is a good starting place for somebody to get sort of a ball rolling and to start to understand how AI can be part of my day-to-day life at work.
Yeah.
Where can somebody start? What was the best way to get going?
Depending on what that person needs from artificial intelligence. If it's a doctor, a lawyer, a communication specialist, an Uber driver, whatever. But definitely you need to learn. You need to take workshops. You need to study. It's not something like you can practice, but you need to actually learn how to prompt. You need to learn everything from. You need to have time to learn again. That's what I do. I like to learn. So every time I have some free time, I attend a LinkedIn workshop. I see what's happening all over the world. I try to learn and attend a lot of things.
We will talk about All in our next few minutes, in which I want to dive deeper into your entrepreneurship spirit and talk about All In. So it's called All In, and I love the name, and I know why. But please tell us why the name All In, and what does it mean to you? I mean, I know, and there's a huge background, but please tell us. It's really interesting. I love the name.
I'm a gambler because that's the term they use when you play poker.
Yes.
So it doesn't mean I'm a gambler and I'm going to lose it. But this new venture, I was driving in the car going to Abu Dhabi, and I said, what do I like the most? What makes me happy? I can spend 8 hours in a casino playing Texas Hold'em, putting my headphones, and then just enjoying my life. And the most common name in Texas Hold'em is this All In. You can intimidate a person when you say All In, or you can actually have pocket aces and then say All In. So I said, you know what? I'd like to go All In as well. I'd like to go All In with 7 deuce of suit. Why not? If I can deliver. And then I decided to call it All In because this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go All In this time. I'm going to expect also from my clients and my partners and my team members to go All In with me. And this is a promise. So I'll go all in for you, but you're going to have to go all in with me. You have to trust where we're going. Basically, this is how it started. And then I went on GoDaddy and let me register a name. So I couldn't find definitely allin.com, but I found amallin.com. Amallin.com. So I registered it as amallin.com.
Brilliant. Brilliant. If we're looking at All In, what makes All In unique? And I know you slightly touched on that earlier. Specifically, what makes it unique from your previous ventures, and maybe what's available in the market?
Look, I mean, I don't want to call it unique. I don't want to say it's a unique. A lot of people are doing the same. They're using technology and AI, and I just wanted to mention to you as well this trend of artificial intelligence is like when we start talking about recycling and what was the term? What was the term that everyone uses
for
the friendly, paperless, and all this?
Eco-friendly, sustainability.
Sustainability.
All right,
Okay, sustainability is every company wanted to be sustainable.
Yeah.
Everyone so they started using sustainability in their signatures of emails. But are they sustainable? No. So now everyone wants to use AI.
Yeah.
Like everyone's.
It's the biggest buzzword right now.
Wherever you go now, every website, every social media, every post is an AI post. What's going to make us unique in All In will be the solutions we will give. And I cannot state the solutions until I know the problem.
Yeah.
So I'll come to you, Mr. X, what's the problem? What do you want to do? What do you want to achieve? What's your problems? What have you done before? What's the success? What's the failure?
Yeah.
Give me some time, I'll come up with a solution to you.
Amazing.
And that solution most probably, definitely in our communication world would be AI-driven.
Yeah.
It will cut cost. It will cut time. It will give that person a lot of flexibility. Whatever we do for him, whether it's a social media post, it's a video production, it's a campaign creation, it's a community management when it comes to social media, everything.
Yeah. I'm very interested in not what only is Fady doing, but how is Fady doing it. Well, and how is this time different? And you mentioned something about going all in. That's it. It's just all or nothing. And what I think I would love to hear more of is what is driving you this time? What is that force behind? Whenever we play poker and we say, I'm all in, there's 2 ways you can do it. You have cards that are going to kick ass, or you know everybody around you and you know that you can, I don't want to say the word bluff, but you can really take a risk. You can play the players. Or you can have both. And you know, sometimes we have a great hand and we can downplay it. So this is pretty strategic, I think, the name and I think the thought behind it. And I want to just go here. I really want to go here because in homage to the show of the ripple effect, I want this this drive that I want to hear from you to resonate and to create a ripple effect across the entire market and to our listeners. And I want people to walk away with a sort of an insight, especially for those who are on the edge of making such decisions. I'm going to jump ship and I'm going to go in.
Yeah.
What was your drive this time?
Like I told you, a lot of things have changed in me, but my passion for communication and my passion for servicing people and clients has not only evolved, it doubled. Like somebody who's been in this communication for 25 years and experienced ups and downs about, all this communication and then the changes, would actually decide to change a career or, go work in a bank or something. I still love what I do. And I still want to make sure I service the right client properly, give them the right solutions. I still have that passion. I always tell people, like, whenever I have a new brief or a new campaign, my hands sweat. And I've had it for 25 years now. It's a sign that I like that brief. When I do this and my hands are sweating, oh my God, be careful. Something great will happen.
Yeah, I think, if it doesn't scare the hell out of you, it's just, there's something wrong. It's too good to be true.
Correct.
And if you are afraid of taking the next step towards a venture or a new project, if you're not afraid, that means it's too good to be true. I truly believe in that. So for me, I've always based my decisions, my business decisions, that when it scares the living crap out of me, it means there's something for me to go and pursue. Because everything we want in life, and I mean everything, is on the other side of fear.
True. And you can do it at any age, Hayssam. You can do it at the age of 20-year-old. There's a lot of 20-year-old millionaires who doing a lot of things online.
Yes.
You can do it at the age of 30, 40, 50, and 60 because, middle age has changed. At the age of 50, a person is still young. Back in the days, 50 was a very old age. So we're still young, we're still healthy, we're still happy, and then we can still do it again and again. And if it fails, we can do it again. We still have time to do it. As long as you have passion and a heart to do it, it's very easy to do it again.
Yeah, it's, I often use the example of Colonel Sanders. He was like, he's 72 years old when he started KFC. For me, success and failures are I think closely related, if not brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
And often, unfortunately, based on my experience, when we are successful, people just see the tip of the iceberg. It's just what's above water.
Yeah.
They don't realize
how you became successful.
Yeah, the 90% of the sleepless nights and the worries and how am I going to get through the next quarter and the next month. That's the life of an entrepreneur.
They only congratulate you for your success, but they don't ask you how.
So that leads me to the final question for this segment and on your entrepreneurship. And I want to always link that to lessons learned. In your ups and downs, if there is one message to tell everyone who's listening and watching, what is the one lesson the one advice you give people when they are on top, and what is the advice you give them when at the bottom?
Look, when you said up and down, I was drawing like this.
Yeah, I can see you do that.
Because I always believe that you cannot always be successful. It's like the pulse. It's like the heartbeat.
Yeah.
So if your heartbeat is one line, you're dead.
Yeah.
You have to be up, down, up, down.
Correct.
Up, down. So this is what I always tell everyone. If you're always successful, you're dead. If you're always failing, you're dead as well.
Yes.
So you have to experience the failures and learn from them and evolve, and then be successful again, and learn and fail again and go down, and then you know what I mean. You don't have to go as low as you were before, but there's always bumps in your.
Yeah, but success sometimes can really do a number on your ego when you're up on top, and you lose things in the peripheral.
Of course.
So what from your experience, when you do reach that peak, and we know that there are lows coming,
Yeah.
what is that one advice you give me or everybody else? who's
Share
listening?
that success and share whatever you have with your family and your loved ones.
Only.
Family and loved ones
Mm-hmm.
only. Because when you're down at the bottom,
Mm.
only family and loved ones will stick to you.
Beautiful. I absolutely love it. So, Fady, this is my favorite part of the show is wisdoms and reflections. And the essence of this entire venture that we're talking about, and really what Ripple Effect is all about, is I want every listener to learn from our guests and to be inspired. And I always say this, I wish I had a time machine.
Mm.
You know, can you imagine? What would you do with the time machine? Let's say if you take the time machine right now and travel back, let's say 20
No,
years.
10 years, 2009.
2000.
Bitcoin.
No, I'm going to go back a little further.
Bitcoin.
You say buy more Bitcoin.
That's it, Bitcoin.
You can put all your money
10
in
more
Bitcoin.
years.
You know, I remember that time when I said, yeah, Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So if you can take that time machine and go back 20 years to give yourself or your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Okay. So, asset versus liability. As simple as this. Like I said before, our parents never taught us the difference between an asset and a liability. They always said, graduate, marry your loved one, buy a house.
Yeah.
So if we have invested all our money into assets rather than liabilities, we would have had passive income growing up. This is what I tell all my kids and my family whenever I have the chance. Make sure you have passive income. A plan B, just in case something happens throughout your career.
Yeah.
You have money that comes to you when you're sleeping. I wish I knew the difference between liability and asset. I would have bought different kind of a house, or have invested more into a property that actually gives me money rather than you simply investing in bricks and concrete and memories, and that's it.
Yeah.
Even though I love the memories, but they fade away.
Okay. Is there an advice? Well, let me twist it from a different perspective.
Crypto.
Yeah. We got it. So reflecting back on your journey, and what are the top 3 lessons you've learned throughout the journey that every aspiring entrepreneur should know? 3 really good lessons. If you can tell us like a story, for example, and how did these lessons come to the fore? And I'm really, really interested. I mean, I've seen you in your highest of highs,
Yeah.
and I've seen you struggle, but yet I've never seen you lose your composure. At least not in front of me. You've always had that, the can-do attitude. You've always had ideas, and you've always had drive. I really want to, I want to learn what are those 3 things that you can share that everybody should
definitely
know.
Number 1 is never lose hope. So never lose hope, and never lose hope in yourself. That's the most important one. Because if I had lost hope in myself, I wouldn't have actually ventured into plan B and plan C and plan D. And I always have plan A, B, C, and D.
Yeah.
Don't say, plan A, that's
Yeah.
it. Always have plan A's and B's. So always believe in yourself. And we live in a blessed country where there's a lot of opportunities for us. Any person can actually come up with any idea he wants. And in the
So
UAE,
true.
he can just do whatever he wants.
It's so true.
So we have the country, we have the facilities, we have the options laid out in front of us. So never lose hope in yourself. You can make it at any age. So that's number 1. Number 2, save money. Like, again, just make sure you don't spend all your money. 50% of your income just go to a saving account. And one thing also I should have said it before is you should always cherish the teammates, the people who made it with you.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of employees and partners that come and go, but there are the special ones, that stick by your side. So just give them some of the spoils when you make money.
Yeah. I remember one time you and I had a conversation over a long drink, and we spoke. And we both spoke about our regrets. And we both agreed that when people say, "Oh, I have nothing, I don't regret anything," which is bullshit. I think it's totally bullshit. I'm sorry, guys, if you don't regret anything. I'm happy for you, but I think it's bullshit. I mean, we all made mistakes.
Absolutely.
And sometimes we cringe when we remember. You go, "Oh, I can't remember I made this. I can't remember I did that. I can't remember. I can't believe I did this. I can't believe I said that. I can't believe I took this decision." But I think regrets, if you don't have them, I don't think we learn, right? I don't think we realize that, pull your head out of your own, and just do what's right this time. What is yours? What is your biggest regret or regrets?
I think before you regret something, you have to admit to a mistake. And a lot of people that they think they don't regret anything, they don't admit their mistakes. So you have to admit your mistake, and this is step number one.
Can you admit a mistake right now?
Not now. I haven't prepared one.
Okay, forget. Then let's go to the front end of the question.
And then admit, and then regret that mistake out publicly. You can just say, "I regret it. I made a mistake." And then make sure that you learn from that mistake, and then just never do it again.
Yeah. Is there something that you regret? I'm going to put you on the spot here.
There's
I'm not
lot
letting
of
go.
Things I regret. A lot of things. I regret not traveling more. I regret not spending more time with my family and kids when they're growing up, because I was addicted to work. I was a workaholic. But sometimes I regret not taking advices. Maybe one of the advices I should have taken is, maybe reduce the size of my office and maybe shrink down the operation.
Why didn't you? Was it an ego thing?
I loved my agency. The office, was so beautiful. We spent a lot of money on it.
Yeah, it was a beautiful office.
We can make it. It's a down that's gonna go up again. But obviously, COVID came and then closed down. So, yes, sometimes people give you advices. They're free of charge, but we don't take them, and then we don't admit there were a mistake.
What do you think that is? Besides ego, besides not being able to admit mistakes. What do you think most entrepreneurs, startups, or business people, when somebody comes and says, "Hey, listen, I think you should do that. I think it's better if you do this." Why do we resist it, in your opinion? What does it mean?
Because I'll tell you what, I think most of the people think that the person giving you an advice is a jealous person, or maybe doesn't want to be successful. So they're giving you an advice to fail. And back in your head, you say, he's telling me to do that. He wants me to venture into this so I can fail. So he can tell me, I told you.
Yeah.
Some of them are like this, but some of them are genuine.
Or we say, he thinks he knows better than I do because I'm the one who started the business. You don't know what I've been through. And we forget to put people.
But some of them, if you know how to filter the proper advices, and then coming from people who wish you well, wish you well in health, wish you well in life, wish you well in kids, wish you well at work, then sometimes these people will give you an honest advice.
Yes.
You should take it.
Yeah. We've both given ourselves advices that we took and we didn't take. But I think I've never doubted your intention. But I got to admit something. I was been always very happy when I saw you on top. I was so very happy and so proud of you seeing you on top. And I'm actually even more proud of you right now for taking this incredible step again.
Yep.
And I know, based on our discussion today and based on what I know about you, I know that you are going to create your own ripples of positive change. I'm 100%
Absolutely.
of that. Last question.
Crypto.
Yeah. Let's have another episode on crypto.
Oh,
maybe I can learn
maybe 2 hours for that, or 3 hours.
Oh my God. I know you. You are a result-oriented person. You're not an emotional person. At least you don't admit to be.
Yep.
I know you're very emotional.
Extremely.
You're very sensitive. You're extremely caring, but you put on a mask of this, I don't care. It's just all mumbo jumbo. Don't ask me questions that have to do with emotions.
Yeah.
And therefore, you tend to believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that results speak louder than words. Actions and results. Not, hey, I love you, habibi, وتعطيني بوسي, you know, ما فيني أعيش بلاك, and all of this. Can't live without you. And this is something that I think a lot of people need to practice, to be result-oriented, because we are emotional by nature, and we let our emotions get in the way, and it diminishes our emotional intelligence. So I want to hone in on Fady's action, Fady's result, and impact, or something even more personal in terms of how do you measure your success right now? Give me 1 or 2, 3. What's your yardstick? How do you say, hey, I'm successful? Hey, Hayssam, you're successful. How do you... You know, we were talking about it earlier about how people see only the tip of the iceberg, and they don't know the hardships and the ups and downs and the sleepless nights that we've been through. But how do you measure success?
Now at this point
how
of
do
my
you?
life.
Yeah, how do you? What's your measure? What's your yardstick for success?
Look, I mean, definitely everyone's looking to make money and then grow a bank account and buy crypto and all this. But for me, I think, again, I'm going to say it again.
Yeah.
Being happy is a measure of success. Like waking up in the morning. Like I used to have to throw myself off the bed to fall down and feel the pain of my shoulder hitting the ground so I can wake up this much unhappy I was. But now it's different. So one of the biggest success criteria for me now is happiness.
Yeah.
And making sure I'm happy, everyone around me is happy, especially friends and family. Not having to worry about tomorrow, the day after, or end of the month also is a very, very important measure of success. Making sure...
Peace of mind.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Peace of mind.
Do you remember the last time you slept without thinking about anything?
No. I used to drive to Abu Dhabi 3 hours a day. I used to go and come back, commute every day. Imagine these 3 hours drive, the amount of thinking that went back in my head every single day. Yeah. It drained me. But now if I go to Abu Dhabi and come back, I can listen to music, I can listen to a podcast. I don't have to think and imagine and worry, you know.
I remember you had a call list. Every day. Morning
back.
Call list and then afternoon
call. On the morning was
a
a podcast. On the way back, I used to have a list of calling, and then if you don't answer, you drop down to point number 10. So I had 10 people I used to call every day.
Yeah, it's a way for you to sort of get away from your thoughts, I think.
I just wanted someone to entertain me an hour and a half, and if there's an accident, it's like a 2 hours, 3 hours drive. So there's a list of 10 people on my favorite. I used to call them one by one.
Yeah. So it's happiness, peace of mind. Is there a third one?
Happiness, peace of mind, and... No, man, everything's like this. That's it. And I told you, money in the bank. Very simple. Be honest.
Well, let me... If you don't mind, I'm going to share what my 3...
Of course.
The trifecta of successful, happy individuals. And I talk about that all the time in my workshops and in my one-on-ones. And in fact, it's in my book. The successful, happy person has 3 things: in balance and in abundance. All right. And I'll repeat, in balance and in abundance. And I'll walk you through one by one. So first one is money. Now, hold on a second. A lot of people say, hold on a second,
I said it.
you're being materialistic here. But you always focused, Hayssam, on happiness and a sense of purpose. But the reason I mentioned the first one is for 2 reasons. Number one, money, first of all, is the first tangible and measurable element. It's what you can touch. When you look at your bank account, the size of your bank account determines how hard and smart you've worked. Do you agree with that? 100%. So it's not from a materialistic purpose, because also it gives you peace of mind. God forbid, if somebody is sick in your family, you can buy them the best treatment. If you're stressed out, You can go to a beach and sit down and sip drinks with a little umbrella in them
Look at
and
me,
just
look at you.
laugh at
I
the
said
wind.
money, and then you said it in such a sexy way now. It's the same thought,
Right?
but you just built it
Yeah,
in a
and
different
plus
way.
in today's world, we need plenty of it.
Yeah.
To buy the best education, to take care of the people that you love, and in my opinion, it buys you peace of mind. But it is not the only element. You see, I come from an affluent family, and I know a lot of people who have family are the unhappiest. That's why I decided to take a different route of pursuing my sense of purpose, which is the second one. So we talked about money is the first one. The second one is sunny. So you got money and sunny. Sunny is broken down into three elements: mind, body, and soul. I think the successful, happy people tend to they cultivate a positive mindset of growth and of positivity, and they talk positively, they behave positively, they are infectious with their positivity in their mind, between themselves and with others. Body people who take care of themselves, who eat healthy, exercise. And soul is to believe in the higher power, to believe in something that gives you the principles and values to live by and makes you stand for something, and it shapes your personal brand in front of people. And when we are consistent with sunny mind, body, and soul, I think it gives you the power and the drive to make more money, right? And the third one is honey. So money, sunny is honey. What does honey stand for? Is when you open the door and say, "Hi, honey, I'm home." It's the relationships in your life, the family. And you know what my history is. My previous marriage and my current marriage. And what do you see? You see a completely different Hayssam. I see a completely different Hayssam. I never realized.
We didn't bring this up, to be honest, and it's another discussion.
It's another discussion on our
also
couch conversation.
Yeah, I know that, but also one of the, I think, currently one of the measures of my success is when I see my kids successful.
Yes.
Now they're in an age where they have work, they have jobs, they have KPIs, they get bonuses, they come back with these stories, and then they ask me questions. How do I do that? What do I do this? And then I engage in this business dialect with them that I enjoy it so much. Like my daughter comes from home every day, and it's a whirlwind. Like she comes home from the minute she enters till she goes up to change her clothes. It's a non-stop communication. Conversation,
and it's beautiful, isn't it? Because it's like
an ROI, like it's a return on investment.
Yeah, and it is a KPI of happiness, I think.
You put them in so many nice universities, and then when they get good jobs, it's like, oh my God, that's my return on investment.
So when you come home and you share your day and you put as much effort in the honey part, as much as you put effort in making money, and you're sunny in mind, body, and soul. That's why I said it's in balance and in abundance. I do live a life of abundance. I talk with abundance and passion. I do things with abundance.
Next podcast, I will say money, sunny, and honey.
Money, sunny, and honey. But and throughout the different phases in our lives, maybe that balance will shift. I spoke on a previous podcast. I was a guest on a podcast where I talked about work-life balance, and I said, you know what, it doesn't exist, because it depends on what stage in your life you are. Like at the beginning, it's all about you, your friends, and going out and having fun, and money, will come later. We didn't need much of it. In the middle of our careers, and then it's about money. It's about taking care of family and schools and university fees. You spoke about that. And then towards the end, when you make it, you'll be able to take the decision, say, I don't think I'm going to work from home or not work at all, or just work 2 or 3 days. Then so it's constantly shifting this balance.
True.
So the successful, happy person has all of these three things in balance and abundance. Now, if you go back to money, how much money you want is completely up to your lifestyle. You and I both lived a life of abundance where we spent above and beyond our means. And then we realized, we said, hold on a second. I think this is bullshit. I'm doing it not for me, but I'm doing it for others. So we now got to the sweet spot. You don't have to have the biggest house. You don't have to have the baddest, fastest car. As long as you have those three things in balance and abundance, these are the three things that create ripples of positive change throughout every human being on this earth. And I wish everyone
Absolutely.
money, sunny, and honey.
Absolutely.
Fady, it's been a pleasure really having you
Thank you,
over
Habibi.
on
It
this
was
show.
amazing.
I really enjoyed our
Yeah,
discussion.
we should have more time in this.
We should, yes.
Off the record.
Off record, we'll do that. And maybe in the near future, we will do a session on my other podcast.
Yeah.
Which is less about business, nothing about business, and more about life, more about, I call them the everyday heroes. But today, thank you very much for being on The Ripple Effect. I wish you all the best
Thank
of
you.
money,
Thank
sunny,
you.
and honey.
Yes, I love it.
And it's been a pleasure and an honor.
You
Thank
too.
you so much,
Thanks,
Fady.
Hayssam.
Take care. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is the willingness to go all in, to give it everything you've got. As we close today's episode of The Ripple Effect, let us be reminded that the greatest transformations come from embracing both the highs and the lows with courage and purpose. Whether it's in your career, your relationships, or chasing a dream, the choice is simple: all in or nothing at all. Now it's your turn. What's one bold step you'll take today to create your own ripple effect? Share it, act on it, and inspire someone to do the same. Because every ripple starts with one brave decision. Will you make yours?